Have you ever gone to bed feeling exhausted, only to find your mind obsessing over one small task you forgot to finish? Maybe it was replying to a message, sending an email, or completing an assignment. What's strange is that your brain ignores the dozens of things you successfully completed that day and focuses almost entirely on the one thing you didn't. Why does that happen? It turns out this isn't a personality flaw or a lack of discipline. It's a well-documented psychological phenomenon known as the Zeigarnik Effect, one of the most fascinating discoveries in cognitive psychology. The story begins nearly a century ago. A psychologist named Bluma Zeigarnik noticed something interesting while watching restaurant waiters. They could remember every detail of unpaid orders with remarkable accuracy. But once the customers paid and left, the waiters quickly forgot those same details. This observation inspired years of research and revealed something surprising about how our brains work. Our minds naturally keep unfinished tasks active. It's almost as if the brain refuses to close an open file until the work is complete. Completed tasks are neatly stored away, while unfinished ones continue running in the background, quietly demanding attention. Think of your brain like a computer. Every open program uses memory. The more programs you leave running, the slower the computer becomes. Your brain works in a similar way. Every unfinished task occupies mental space, reducing your ability to focus on what matters right now. This explains why it's difficult to relax when you know there's something important left undone. Even if you're watching a movie or spending time with friends, part of your mind keeps returning to that unfinished responsibility. Interestingly, this effect is everywhere around us. Have you noticed how television shows often end an episode at the most exciting moment? Or why novels finish chapters with suspense? Even YouTube creators often begin videos by asking an intriguing question before revealing the answer later. They're using the Zeigarnik Effect. When your brain encounters an unfinished story, it naturally wants closure. That desire to complete the mental puzzle keeps people engaged and curious. But this psychological principle isn't just useful for storytellers. It can also transform the way you work and study. Many people believe they need motivation before they start an important project. Psychology suggests something different. Often, starting creates motivation. Research has shown that simply beginning a task, even for just a few minutes, makes your brain more likely to return to it later. Once your mind recognizes that a project has started, it begins treating it as an unfinished loop that naturally seeks completion. This is why successful writers don't wait until they feel inspired. They simply write the first paragraph. Students who struggle with studying often benefit from opening the textbook and reading just one page. People who regularly exercise sometimes begin by putting on their workout shoes without committing to a full workout. These tiny actions may seem insignificant, but psychologically they're incredibly powerful because they activate the brain's desire to finish what it started. However, there's another side to this effect. If you begin too many tasks without completing them, your brain becomes overloaded. Imagine starting 5 books, 3 online courses, 2 business ideas, and dozens of personal goals, all at once. Each unfinished commitment occupies a small portion of your mental attention. Individually, they don't seem overwhelming. Together, they quietly drain your focus, increase stress, and create the feeling that you're constantly busy but rarely making meaningful progress. This is one reason modern life feels mentally exhausting. Our attention isn't only consumed by the work we're doing, it's also consumed by the work we've left unfinished. Fortunately, psychology offers a simple solution. Instead of trying to complete everything, focus on completing one meaningful task before moving to the next. If a project is too large to finish today, define the next specific action. Don't write, "Finish the project." Write, "Create the first slide." Don't write, "Write my book." Write, "Draft the introduction." Specific next steps reduce uncertainty, making it easier for your brain to release mental tension while giving you a clear direction for tomorrow. Another common obstacle is perfectionism. Many people delay starting because they want the perfect time, the perfect idea, or the perfect conditions. But perfection often creates more unfinished tasks than progress ever does. Your brain doesn't reward perfect intentions. It rewards completed actions. A small imperfect step usually has more psychological value than waiting endlessly for the perfect moment. The next time you find yourself thinking repeatedly about something unfinished, don't assume you're procrastinating because you're lazy. Your brain is simply doing what it evolved to do. It's reminding you that an open loop still exists. Instead of feeling guilty, use that reminder wisely. Take one small action. Send the email. Write the first sentence. Read one page. Make one phone call. Completion doesn't always require huge effort. Sometimes it begins with a decision that takes less than 2 minutes. The most productive people aren't necessarily the smartest or the most motivated. They've simply learned how to close mental loops instead of constantly creating new ones. Every completed task frees a little more mental energy. Every unfinished task quietly competes for your attention. So here's a simple challenge. Today, make a list of every unfinished task that's been living in the back of your mind. Then choose just one. Not the biggest one, not the most impressive one. Just one task you can move forward today. Because sometimes the biggest improvement in your productivity doesn't come from working harder. It comes from giving your brain what it has been asking for all along: closure.